Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In today's video, we're going to do our review of round 10 Magic Round for 2023. And as you can see, it's been quite a magic week for myself. It was a pretty busy Sunday. Just a bit of a story first, but a bit of a busy Sunday. A friend of my wife's that she met traveling and the like has come to stay for a couple of days, so we're out entertaining him. Wasn't watching too closely around the scores and that sort of thing on Sunday. Yeah, so late finish, so straight to bed. Up work was pretty busy. Morning session. Decided to go in and grab a coffee, and while I was waiting, I thought, "Oh, SuperCoach is open. We'll have a look." And this is what I was greeted with. So 1,314. I thought it was a pretty good score, but I didn't think it was top 1%. So 2,000 for the round. And yeah, when I looked in my history, that is clearly the best round I've had all year. Um, as you can see, gone up 11,000, almost 12,000 spots in the ranks. So sort of knocking on the door of the top 20K. And I guess three league wins out of three as well, which has been pretty rare for me this season. So yeah, the Colonel, he got on there as well. I was loving the Colonel today. Three wins from three. But as you can see from the team, it was basically everyone doing a job. So Reece Robson, 61, right on the average. I think it was pure base, just looking at his results. He might have had a try contribution. Um, but, that's, I guess, what we expected from him. Harry Grant, 54. Obviously, the Storm were just outplayed by Souths. And again, that's pure base, no attack in there at all. So that's fine. Payne Haas, 55. So, that's sort of his floor type game, but that's okay. We'll cop that. Tarpany, 63, solid. Tohu, so great decision to hold. We were just talking earlier with the mates about, 2 weeks ago he was gone for Max King. Max King was injured, held Tohu, and yeah, got rewarded with a 96. I didn't actually check up on his stats. Um, and yeah, I did watch the game, but completely sort of didn't picture. Yeah, so try assist, which is nice. 47 tackles. What a weapon. Couple of line break assists too, which is useful, and 23 runs as well. So well up on his last few efforts. So, just in and around it, which is fantastic to see. Greg, 27, I think that's about what we expected from him, so there's no stress there. He's just a number through the buys. Excuse me. Nikora, 66, in a team that was surprisingly well beaten by the Dolphins. Wayne Bennett's 900th. That was pretty crazy in itself. I didn't realise that until the game. Jacob Preston, so two tries, scored 86. So he's going to another little bump in price. So if you wanted to flip him at round 13, you could, but I'm probably going to hold just because he does have that ability to find a bit of meat. Jackson Ford, I think, was probably about the most disappointing player, or second most, now that I've revealed the halves. But 44, he played the first 50 and then I think went off with some sort of injury. So it might be a wait and see to see, if he's out long term, if it's a week and we can hold, or what we need to do with him. And Dave Fafita turning up in the last game. You'd love to see that. Yeah, absolute machine. Hope, he sort of looks like he's going to play Origin. You hope he doesn't, just so he keeps playing in the Supercoach side. But we'll take what we can get out of the big fella. So then I guess you could argue the most disappointing, but the fact that a lot of people were captaining Hines and he only scored a 40 means, that's how we still ended up top 1%, despite picking, I think, probably what was our lowest score yet, was our lowest score in the whole side as captain. But that happens from time to time. Uh, Nathan Cleary, though, 120. So people that jumped off him after his 40 last week will be a bit flat. Be interesting to see how many people jumped off him to get on Hines, and then this week are going to flip and reverse because of Hines' 40. You got more trades than me if that's the case. Dylan Brown, 116. Yeah, that was awesome. Again, like I said, I didn't see any of the games yesterday, but 2 tons in a row now for Dillbags. So happy to have him in the side. Katoa, so he got his first try in the NRL, which has kicked up his price a bit. Obviously, scoring a try and only getting 52, um, isn't sort of suggesting keeper, but he's always been get through the first buy and then flip him to a second premium. I think has been the strategy all along. I just realised I forgot to mention Tyrone Peachy with the 50, so nice little jump in cash from the Peach. And he's still got zero break even, so and he will get that dual position status in about 10 or 7 days time. So into the back line, Joe Manu, 86. Um, yeah, that's awesome. That's what we expected from him. And considering they were beaten pretty comfortably, I think, by the Cowboys, we'll take that. Lemuelu scored another try, so 79. So he's gone up, what's that, 90k, I think 80k, 83. There you go. And still negative break even. Um, on the buy this week, so obviously won't impact us too much, but great buy. Very happy to have him in the team. Ruben Garrick, so was at Magic Round on Friday night, and I honestly don't know how he got to this score. Let's have a look at the stats, see where I've completely blanked. So he kicked one goal. Yep, there's a few points. Few tackle breaks, yeah, fair call. But 3 line breaks, there you go. I don't remember him making 3 line breaks, but that's fine. I just remember the Broncos dominating. And 33 runs. So that's, I guess, why we brought him in the team. He does have that base, but the 3 line breaks there have really elevated him. Nickel Clockstad, uh, 43. He was our worst performer, so 43. We'll cop that. Tyrell Sloan. So, it was just sort of a hold because we end up using the money from Marzu to upgrade the hooker position. But yeah, he's definitely on the chopping block this week. We're not going to watch go lose all the money that he's gained us. Taruva, so he's pretty flat in price. Yeah, $700 this week. Um, so yeah, another one if we have the right sort of downgrade option to get out of, or upgrade option as it may be. And Alamotti 32. So again, we're just waiting for him to have another spike game. Push back up towards 400, and then we can actually get some decent money out of him. And Dream Buller, 59. So I think I heard something about a try assist. I'll have a look at the stats. I haven't looked at his yet either. Where are we? Yeah, so try assist, a few tackle breaks, lots of runs. So, pretty much what you look for in a fullback. So that's brilliant. Um, we'll enjoy the cash rises out of him in the coming weeks. And Tommy Turbo 82, again, another one where I'm not quite sure how he got to that, but we'll absolutely take it if we have a look at his stats. Where are we? So try assist, yeah, so he did put on the try that they scored. Um, 4 line break assists. So I guess maybe feeding Garrick for a few of those line breaks. Must have just run around the Broncos or something. The cover defence was good enough to stop them. But yeah, usual runs. Fair enough. There you go. So as you can see, pretty much everyone was just pumping out a score. Like obviously Hines, we'd expect more, maybe a little bit more out of Nickel Clockstad, and Ford obviously didn't make the full 80, but the team's looking in really good shape. Um, so with that in mind, I think the plan this week currently is to only do the one trade, and that's to get. I think it's the obvious one, Tyrell Sloan out, who's slipping and losing cash, leaking money, however you want to call it, and bringing in his teammate. I think it's Matthew Fionney. Oh no, Max. Sorry, there you go. It says it right there. So Max Vianney, obvious choice on the bubble, negative break even, plays for the same team, so the buy coverage is the same, so you don't lose out there. Um, so lock that trade in, and then I guess the dream would have been to upgrade to Ruva, but we're about 30k short of Lachlan Miller. So what we could have done, I just realised I shouldn't have committed to that first trade to just show it, just trade Fiona back out, is, and we'll go break evens. So we get on to Fare, who obviously looked really good on debut in attack. Defensively questionable, which sort of might cause some issues with job security. Um, but if he's playing, he's going to get super coach points, which is what we want. Uh, that would then obviously allow us to get Miller if we go by average. Where is he? There he is. So we could just squeak Miller in there. And then what that gives us is five decent um, centre wings. I couldn't think of the position there for a second. And also, I guess, Taruva and Miller would actually give us an extra player for round 13 buy coverage. So I guess the reason why I'm not leaning towards that is if we have a look at, our buy coverage for round 13 as it stands. So we've got Robson. We won't have Haas, obviously, he's playing for New South Wales. But we've got Tarpany, Harris, Gregg, so four there. Five if four, as long as four's not a long term thing. Five, even if we don't count Schuster, so we'll just keep him in the back pocket. We've got five, six, seven with the two 5/8s, 9, 10, 11, 12 with the full centre wing. And obviously, oh no, sorry, I've doubled up there somewhere. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And obviously, Turbo's playing Origin. So we've got 11 and we only need 13. So, we could in theory just hold until um, round 13 and then, downgrade to Ruva and, maybe by then someone like a Buller might be ready to cash out or, um, yeah, we could work something out if we really needed to, I think. Um, but yeah, just looking at the side, um, we're in a good position for that buy. Obviously, we need to think about the other buys going forward too, and I'll probably have a video outlining, the sort of full buy planning through Origin and how to navigate it. Um, Although, spoiler alert, I don't think it's going to be as hectic as in previous years. And that's purely because of the best 13 in those big buy rounds. So it does alleviate a bit, but I think then it does change it because you do actually want to get 13 each week because it is so much more possible. So yeah, so how we navigate that, I guess we'll discuss in a video. Hopefully this week, if not, definitely next week. But yeah, it just depends how things go at this end. Yeah, so like I said, that's the team in terms of I guess how it'll stack up this week. Melbourne's playing first, so Grant's in. So it's really just rotating these guys based on their playing time. So Nakora plays last, he'll go there. Who's the last front rower? Tarpany. And then Hines or Cleary, who are we captaining this week? Both relatively tough matches, but I think the daytime game at Brookie, we'll keep the faith with Hines. And VC was not going to be Turbo because he's playing the same game. So I guess the trick with this is we do have to. Oh, we've got Dolphins players, but we just got to make sure we've got someone. Who we got? No one from Newcastle. The Titans. Well, I got Garrick, so it, who are we going to play out of these three? Actually, flip a coin. Guess the Cowboys haven't been overly flash, so we might just go with Fino. A bit of a rookie roulette there. So then the play would be to go with a VC of whoever. Um, it's not really going to work out, is it? I was thinking we could just sub in Lemuelu, but needs to be before Fierno. He's the one that would switch out. So it's going to be someone from the first four games. Joey Manu against the Panthers. It doesn't sound like the best shout. Maybe I reckon it's probably Harry Grant. Actually, don't need to go too fancy and overcomplicated. Yeah, so Harry Grant will take against the Broncos, and then if that's all good, we can swap Fierno with Lemuelu as the C, and we'll just then cop whichever auto emergency off the back of that. Probably Wirram and Greg, let's be honest, but yeah, that will work. Cool. So that's how the team's looking going into round 11. Not the most exciting in terms of trades and stuff, but that's because we've got a pretty solid sort of base, and particularly looking into our first buy, so the excitement's more coming with the forward planning. But yeah, other than that, thanks very much as always for watching. Feel free to comment if you've got thoughts on trades, or if you want to ask questions about trades. Had some good conversations recently. Apologies to the bloke who I steered off of AJ in the stock market video, and then he got two tries. That happens sometimes. Still back my decision in the long term, just on a 1 week sample. Didn't quite work out for the best. But yeah, if you're enjoying the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.